This is again another important question that's asked, and this is how do you work with engineers, product managers, and other designers? So here what happens? The same thing. The team, what I talked earlier in the team method of interview. So you have to present yourself as like saying that I'm a great team player. I enjoy working in team environment, and I got along with people, and I prefer teamwork. So basically, you have to tell them that you are very social and you love people. You love being with them. You like working with them, and why you like them? Because since different people come from different backgrounds, they have different perspective, and that really helps in building the right the creative solutions. And also explain, like, if you have done something about that, basically for the best teamwork, have you implemented a system or any other processes and so on. So like here what I've done is I mentioned I implemented a system to help organize the communication between my co-workers to enhance our productivity as a team. So you can say that you create your own Slack channel or something like that, right? And then do mention that you always try and build strong relationship with everyone in the team, whether it's QA, whether it's engineer, and so on. And I like to build relationship and not approach projects in a dictatorship. So basically, I try to be very friendly with them. I give space to everyone and make sure that there is a constant communication between myself and the other team members. So basically, there's always constant communication. You talk to them, you discuss, and then you take some decisions. And see, I listen to their feedback and they listen to mine. I sometimes leave things open and keep myself ready for feedback. This helps in finding confidence and a great team. So basically, whatever you do as a team, you should present that here. And how do you work with different people? Because engineers, they're just the coders, right? So they need some deliverables from the designers. So you should always deliver all the assets to the engineers, and you should mention this in talking. So basically, whenever you work with engineers, you deliver them all the assets so that they don't have any problem, and you're always available for any kind of suggestions or discussions, so that there is a close and a smooth working environment between the two. Then with the PM also, you should mention that since the PM is responsible for deadlines, so you try and deliver products or the designs before the decided timelines. And with designers, you should mention that you always try and work as a team and you collaborate with them, and you like to practice pair design. So this is also a practice that you can mention in the interview. And what another question what they generally ask is, tell about an assignment that was too difficult. How did you handle the situation? So here you should talk about a task that you were given, wherein you were not ready for that task, but you took it, and then you made some mistakes, but later on you were successful in completing the task. So here what I do is present something like this. So basically this was around mention some year and then tell them that you were assigned a particular project or a product to work on, and at the time you had very little understanding of that vertical, but you did a lot of research, a lot of discussion with other team members. Do mention what that product was about, what are the steps that you took to work on that app. So basically here what I've done is I mentioned that I researched online, read a lot about the Internet of Things, smart buildings, smart devices, and so on. That was the project. So basically you talk about the project and then you talk about what was the difficulty in executing that. So basically here what I've done is with this presentation, I told them that yes, I failed in something, but it was a very small mistake or small problem, and then I rectified it and fixed it. So that's why, like, it's very important to be ready with these kind of the answers. This is also very important questions. Why do you want to work at X or any company? This is how you should start. So basically you should talk about the company. The X company is like a big company and they have a very good reputation and they have long history of leadership in the industry. Or if they are very new, talk about the kind of people who are involved in the company. Talk about the founders and how you admire them. Also talk about when a reference person who is already working in the company and how he talks about it and like how good he feels about the company. So do mention that about, and also talk about the mission or the values that the company has. That's why, like, researching about the company becomes very important. Also, so I also mentioned that you should also read about the news and press releases of the company. So that you can put here and refer here and tell them that I read an article about the new product launches and aware of the opportunity that there is in the digital space for someone like me. So basically what you do by presenting this kind of information to the interviewer, you are telling them that you have done all the homework. You understand the company, you understand what is required to work in the company, and so on. So that's why it's become very important to research about the company. And also mention, like I do mention that I would love to be a part of the firm's renewed focus on technology innovation. Since will always be working with companies who are into technology. So that's why like this point becomes very important. And I consider myself as an innovator, and I would love to work for an organization that's leading the future of the fintech industry. So since I was applying for fintech, I mentioned fintech. If you're working for any other industry, whether it's like health or so on, so do mention that when talking. And also the roles excite me. So in the first part, what you did, you talked about the company, and then why you want to work, because it excites me. It excites me. Also, you can start contributing from the day one because you're already aware of the process, already aware of the methodologies, already aware of the company. Next, why should I hire you? This is also very important. So this is what I explained when in the interview. So basically, well, you are looking for UX leader, and I'm confident I have all the skills and the experience, and I'm confident I would be a superstar in this role, right? It is not just my background. So basically, you're talking about yourself, like the skill sets that you have, whether it's personal, professional, and so on, and also your passion. And then you say that again, you start talking about yourself, that I have the right experience, I have the right attitude, I have the right track record of successful products. I can start contributing from day one by saying that my experience aligns with the requirements and makes me a great fit. So when talking or answering this question, you should try to include these things like your industry experience. If you're a team leader or like a project manager or a product manager, do mention that. Along with that, also mention the technical skills you have, the soft skills, the key accomplishments, and any awards or accolades you have got, and also the education or the training that you have taken. So do try to mention each and everything. That will make you stand out. That will make him feel that you are fit for the job. So this is another important question that's asked. So what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? So strength is all about teamwork, your learning. So basically, I'm good in creating relationship with people. When I work on any project, I don't just try to meet the deadlines. Rather, I prefer to complete before the schedule. Right? I think I understand shapes, colors, and so it basically, I'm trying to say that I understand about the UX processes and so on. I'm a quick learner. My other strength is my flexibility to handle change. So if there's any change in the process or anything, so I'm ready to, or always I accept that. I have very strong work ethic. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to meet deadlines, and I have good experience in it. So basically, you're trying to present the best of you in front of him. And when talking about the weakness, don't mention too much. Just mention your weakness, which is not actually weakness, but is something that's positive. So basically, I sometimes struggle with maintaining good work-life balance. That this used to put immense stress on me. So basically, you're saying that you have in your past gave importance more to the office work, but again, just try to counter that and say that in order to remove that stress and so on. So what I've done is I've taken this weekend workshop, started taking part in this kind of activity, so that I'm relieved and I don't take stress anymore. So you should present your weakness and strength in the right manner. Apart from this, there are many other questions. I have not answered those, but these are other questions that generally asked. So what is your research process? So here what you'll do is you'll talk about your UX process, and can you mention the ideal working format for a UX designer? So these questions are similar. Basically, you'll have the same kind of answers for these. So here you will try to mention the UX process, describe the major challenges faced by a UX designer. So again, you will try to talk about the UX process, but here you will try and talk about the challenges like finding the right candidate or right users for interviewing it's not easy. Most of them are not ready to get recorded and so on. So basically, you are trying to talk about the UX process and what is the major difference between web and mobile. Hey, they're trying to ask you about your understanding about different mediums or different channels. So web is like accessible, is like the screen size is big and the interaction and the experience is different there. Mobile is small and people use it on the go, like while walking, talking, and so on. So the experience is totally different. So they're just trying to understand whether you have the right understanding of the two mediums or not. Which UX methodologies do you mostly use? Mention your UX designing process to us. Again, they are asking you about the UX process. Walk me through a recent project you have worked on. They are trying to understand or asking you to walk you through a case study, so that you already have in your portfolio. Can you present any demarcation between UX and UI designer? So they're trying to understand whether you can differentiate between the UX and the UI or not. If you know the UX process, you will be able to present that easily. Can you name few of the major trends in UX designing at present? So they're trying to understand how updated are you with the trends and the technology, and that's why it's important to read more and more. Then these are the additional questions. So imagine a situation when any of our formal clients declined for your designs approval. How will you react? Again, behavioral. Tell me about your exposure that you have when any of our formal clients declined for your designs approval. How will you react? Again, behavioral. Tell me about your exposure that you have worked on that didn't go well as you booked. So both the situations, both the questions are same, but the presentation is, or the how the question is asked is different. Give me an instance where you delivered something exceptional, something that made you really proud of the result. This is again the same thing. You will have to walk through a case study. Have you revisited your key success metrics after, since successful launch? How are they the same or different? Yeah, this is important for everyone because here what they're doing is they're trying to understand whether you are doing the right kind of testing to understand whether your product was designed right or not. So you should talk about like that whenever you are done or you complete a project or a product. So what you do is you try to test it with different analytics and different tools. So you also test it with the users. So and after you're done with the test, you try to match in and see like whether the result is positive or not, whether there's any change in the data, or like basically the revenue or other metrics. So do mention about the testing that you do. Sell me on the ROI of investing in UX design. How would you improve my bottom line? So basically, they are trying to understand the importance of UX design. So in this case, like what you should do is you should mention and tell the importance of the UX process. Tell them like how involving users from the start helps build the right product, because the product is well aligned with the UX goals. And where do you get inspiration from? Who is in the industry that you follow and read? So this is very important. Create your own people, a list of people whom you follow, and be ready to answer these kind of questions. Perfect. And so once the interview is over, you should ask them like few questions, and these are basically what are your expectations for this role during the first 30, 60 days or a year. So basically trying to understand what are the expectations. Describe the culture of the company. What are the company's values? Though you have read, you have understood from their company profile, from the about us page of the website that you have already read, but still try to understand from them what they believe of the company. Where do you think the company is headed in the next 5 years? What do you see as the most challenging aspect of this job? This is a very important question because you are going to join it. So you need to understand what are the challenges that they currently face. Who do you consider your top competitors? This is an interesting question, and you should also ask this because that will make them feel that you're really interested in this vertical in the company. And can you tell me about more day-to-day responsibilities of the role? So this is again basically trying to understand what you will be doing once you join the company. What is the typical career path for someone in this role? So you should ask them like what will happen if you perform good, like what will be the next designation that you will get, and so on. Don't talk about the money or the salary increment and so on, but yes, talk about the path. And then what are the next steps in the interview? Since the process is over, so what will happen, like whether you will receive a call or a mail or so on. So what are the next steps in the process? So try to get answers for these questions. So that's it. So basically here what you have done, in order to prepare well for the interview, you research about the company, you read more in detail what is the job and what is requirement. Immediately like start brushing up your basics, you start improve your portfolio if it's required. And after that, prepare for potential interview questions, be punctual, dress properly, be attentive, and speak clearly. So these are the important elements or the preparation that you need to do. Along with that, what's important is you should have a good body language, make right eye contact, rehearse explaining your resume. Important to write and read your resume many a times before you go for the interview. Know what and when to speak. Customize your answers. If you prepare for like 20-25 questions, you will have answers for 100 questions. So prepare to customize your answer to suit that question. Mention your strengths, mention your goals. Always answer what's asked. Don't try to over answer. Ask the right questions, and so gratitude. Perfect. So these are from the interview points of view. So this is a new technique, or this is a technique that I follow whenever I go for any kind of meeting or any kind of presentation. And this is basically the NLP, that is the Neuro Linguistic Programming. If you'll read about this, you will find it very interesting because this study says that you can reprogram your mind. So basically, even if you are not confident or even if you are not ready, you can reprogram your brain and tell or instruct your brain to be confident. And once you are able to successfully do that, you will be able to do anything. You can do anything very confidently. So what is neuro-linguistic language or neuro-linguistic programming or NLP? So basically it's a practical way in which you can change the way you think. And by using this technique, what you can do is you can take control of your mind and therefore your life. So here what we do is like basically we try to reprogram our mind, and if you'll tell your mind to stay positive, it will stay positive. It's a very good technique, and I'll recommend everyone to use these techniques. Like I have used this a lot in my life. I've really benefited from this technique. This basically explains or tells how to control your mind, how to change your emotions from negative to positive. By just changing the emotions, you can change your behavior, you can change your thought process and your experiences. So I'll take another session someday about how to use this technique to in your daily life as a designer, and how you can achieve success in when presenting your designs or so on. So that's it.